Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day. UbiSoft, the fourth largest publicly traded video game company known for Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Just Dance, is reportedly developing game features on the Ethereum blockchain. According to Les Echos, someone said Ubisoft may work on Ethereum for blockchain apps. This was done by Les Echos. Sources told Les Echos that the development team at Ubisoft is in the advanced stages of creating a blockchain-based marketplace for in-game items, essentially enabling users to purchase game commodities using the blockchain and crypto assets such as Ethereum. A rough translation reads, and I do quote, "The idea is to give digital existence on the blockchain to the items, accessories available in the video games, content that publishers monetize. Ubisoft is considering working on the blockchain Ethereum, which allows to operate this kind of operation." That was a very rough translation. My goodness, the idea for integrating an Ethereum blockchain marketplace for in-game items is new. There are several different blockchain startups which have tried to pitch the idea since late 2017. Ubisoft began exploring the potential of blockchain technology in 2018. In mid-2018, Ubisoft held a blockchain hackathon called Blockchain Heroes, and the strategic innovation of Lab of Ubisoft created a prototype of a blockchain game. Speaking to VentureBeat, Blockchain Initiative Associate Manager at Ubisoft, and Puck said, and I do quote, "At Ubisoft, we think it's crucial to be part of the pioneering the ways players can benefit from what blockchain has to offer. We think that blockchain has the potential to transform the gaming experience and maybe even to empower, players as true stakeholders in their worlds. That's why our job is to accelerate the integration of blockchain at Ubisoft with this initiative," end quote. This is maybe why the Ethereum price had gone up a couple of days ago. Typically, we don't get explicit news from companies that they are planning on or have already been testing or that they have ideas about building on top of a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. Typically, what we end up hearing is that they're going to make their own blockchain, or we kind of get no news at all. So this is very significant that a major company has come out and said the name Ethereum. Kind of interesting. The idea behind it, for those who really didn't get it or don't really understand what I was talking about, is that a lot of people believe that in the future, if you are playing a video game and you like the video game, and let's say you have a sword, and this sword bought you from the beginning of the game all the way to the very end of the game as you have been leveling it up, and you love this sword defeated the very last boss, and you're like, this sword is awesome. And all of a sudden, the game is over and your sword is gone because you can no longer use it. So the idea is that with the integration to blockchains, that you'll actually be able to use a sword in a game. And then when the game is over, you will still be able to own it because you will have ownership over the sword. I don't really know how else to kind of really simplify that. And the idea is that if they integrate multiple blockchains and multiple games together in the future, you'll be able to take your awesome, cool, amazing sword from one game to another, as opposed to having to leave it in one game where it kind of sits there and rests there forever after you've completed the entire game. So it appears that they're also going to be trying to do this on the Ethereum blockchain. This is why I assume that they said, being able to own your accessories or items available in the video games, it's probably along the same exact route. But yeah, kind of interesting. Let's move on. So we figured out that certain cryptocurrencies are more popular in other places than they are others. The most popular place in the world for the word Bitcoin, people searching it on Google, it is in Lagos and Nigeria. That's according to Google Trends. Due to inflation and a struggling economy, Nigeria is considered an emerging market for crypto by an even wider margin. Lagos is also the most popular city in the world. In the entire world for the search term by Bitcoin. In terms of Bitcoin searches, there are 10 cities around the world that keep searching for Bitcoin. They are Lagos, Vienna, Los Angeles, New York, Berlin, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Toronto, and London. The top 10 cities who are looking to buy Bitcoin. Where's the other ones? They also so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. Here's an actual chart right here. And they also talk about people searching for Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, and Donald Trump. That's wonderful. Ethereum's list of top cities are Singapore, New York, London, Istanbul, Los Angeles, and Toronto. And there are 8 cities who are constantly searching for the word XRP. They are Sydney, Melbourne, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, London, Singapore, and Istanbul. Very fascinating. I didn't really think of like a trend city-wide type thing. I also am, maybe I'm the only one that, oh my goodness. Anyway, that Lagos is the top spot for Bitcoin searches around the world. I'm actually more shocked that there aren't more Southeast Asian places. Also, not more South American places. Kind of interesting, but it appears there are certain cities that are more. It's interesting to see who gears towards Bitcoin, who gears towards Ether, and who gears towards XRP. It even says because of Ripple's focus on banking that maybe these are some of the largest cities that have to do with banking. To be fair, it is usually London and New York that we hear about the banking sector. Anyway, let's move on. This ties almost directly into it. South Korea has long been a key region for Bitcoin adoption. Now its government and banks are finally coming around. Google Trends reveals an interesting pattern. Every day for the last week, South Koreans have been waking up with Bitcoin on their minds. Taking a look at Google Trends Worldwide chart from Bitcoin searches over the last week. It says, do you see a pattern forming? If you mouse over the high points, you'll see that searches reach a peak at exactly the same time every single day. For those who are not looking at the chart, it is pretty much a chart that goes up and then goes down. But at the exact same time, every single day, there's a little spike. It says, now take a look at Google Trends chart for South Korea at 7 a.m., more or less to the minute. Almost every day for the last week, Bitcoin searches reach their peak at that time. And then they have another chart and exactly at 7 a.m. There's a gigantic spike every single day. Same exact time. It says South Koreans are literally waking up with Bitcoin on their minds. They're Googling it on the subway and reading about it on their way to work. The country of 50 million people is a high-tech hub that's big on consumer electronics, esports, and global innovation, so it's really no surprise that cryptocurrency is about to explode in South Korea. South Koreans have consistently had a big appetite for Bitcoin, at times even paying above market price for its what is known as the kimchi premium, which I spoke about a couple of weeks ago, and maybe even a couple of days ago. For those who don't know, very quickly, 2017, when Bitcoin prices were floating around $8,000, for some reason in South Korea, they were paying around $10,000 to $11,000 per Bitcoin because their appetite, as it was called, was so heavy for Bitcoin, they decided to even pay a premium just to be able to kind of have some. According to a report by intelligence firm Syndicator, recent regulation, the burgeoning cryptocurrency exchange scene, and the country's history and culture are all key factors when it comes to Bitcoin acceptance. In fact, South Koreans already make up 30% of total cryptocurrency trading globally. On top of that, around 30% of all salaried workers own crypto assets or some kind and trade with varying degree of frequency. Absolutely insane. If the future is any indication, there are a lot of people who think that this is probably going to be one of the main reasons why we actually will have a move up in Bitcoin's price. Long ago, not really that long ago, Japan and South Korea were the controllers of the market. What's happened is that Japan, because they had a hack in 2018 at the very beginning of the year, their government took a more harder stance on the cryptocurrency space. It's kind of weird that Japan was kind of like the friendliest country in the entire world for cryptocurrencies, and they just happened to have a hack, and their government just happened to also respond negatively. I wouldn't be surprised if that had happened on purpose. It's just my own opinion. Anyway, on the other side, South Korea has also been a major catalyst in the cryptocurrency space. In 2018, their government came forward with talking about banning cryptocurrencies. People in the government were like, no, you can't legally ban cryptocurrencies. So once they get, I believe, proper regulations from their government, is probably going to be, what's the word? A free-for-all? A frenzy? I'm going to use the word frenzy. They're going to go, if this is how they're acting during uncertain times as far as them not having proper regulations within their country, imagine when the government gives them a thumbs up and says, go for it. Anyway, kind of fascinating to see what's happening around the rest of the world when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Next up, In a Bitcoin question and answer, or Q&A, on Facebook's Global Coin, computer scientist and Bitcoin advocate, his name is Andreas Antonopoulos, maps out how Facebook's upcoming stablecoin, which will be used to send money across borders, will disrupt banking and why it is not a true cryptocurrency. He argues that there are 5 pillars that define a cryptocurrency. It has to be public, open, neutral, borderless, and censorship resistant, and none of that applies to Global Coin. Technically, Global Coin will rely on miners like Bitcoin. However, unlike Global Coin will operate in a closed system that will have to comply with the law of the land in various jurisdictions. Also, unlike Bitcoin, in order for the miner to join the network and operate a full node, if you want to do that, you will have to pay $10 million US. He said, fundamentally, the thing to understand here is what Facebook or any company like Facebook is proposing is not a cryptocurrency. It doesn't have any of the fundamentals of a cryptocurrency. Without reading, because it goes on for a very, 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 very long time, I think the part that a lot of people were excited because he announced, as he is the oracle of Bitcoin, announced that the Facebook coin is not a true crypto. Got it, good. I think we all kind of knew that. The most interesting part that I think that he made was about it disrupting banking, and I'd love to meet him one day. He was talking about people usually think that moves like this in the financial world or any type of space are done randomly, or they're done simply as a way to kind of, stay relevant, stay within the space. And it kind of comes down to, I mentioned before, I said I thought it was very weird that so many people within the other industries, especially people who had nothing to do with cryptocurrencies, seemingly randomly came forward talking about that they were going to launch their own cryptocurrency. At the moment, since we're talking about it, Facebook coin is expected to roll out sometime this month. We have about 16 days left, but it's still expected to launch relatively soon. One of the things he said is that even though this is not a true cryptocurrency and it is not completely borderless, he said the people who they're trying to go after, and this is why we had news reports before that they are apparently, maybe, allegedly, no one knows for certain, going to try and launch first within India or many other spaces around the world where they kind of have a major foothold, or where there are a lot of people. There is no Facebook in China, and I don't assume that's going to change anytime soon. Anyway, the point is, he was saying that what this is going to do is that he said a lot of people will actually end up using Facebook coin. There's no way around it. I don't want to use anything unfriendly. People are going to do what they do even when they know that it's wrong. That's a nice way of saying it. And he said what's going to end up happening is that banks will be forced to either create their own cryptocurrency, adopt cryptocurrency, or kind of start pegging things to the price of Bitcoin and or buying up Bitcoin, because the entire point of this is that while banks have held steadfast on their idea, we had news a couple of days ago from the people from Visa who said, do global payments really need to be that much faster? Like, they really don't get it and they don't want to get it. And when we do have a cryptocurrency, when we do have Facebook coin public, and people around the world can simply send money and funds or value through Messenger or through WhatsApp or even through Instagram, this is going to cause banks to really kind of have to really focus a lot quicker to try and make something, because Facebook, Telegram, all these other people are doing it to try and pretty much get money and control the entire world. This is why we have PayPal as well. PayPal is more or less a bank. They do what they do because they're trying to take a huge section of the banking operation, which is, when you send money with PayPal, you get it relatively quick. It's a centralized system, but it also shows that value can be transferred almost immediately, what have you, so on and so forth. So what I myself am most looking forward to is that as many banks, JP Morgan aside, I don't think that JP Morgan coin or anything that they're doing is going to launch for at least another year and a half. At that point, Bitcoin will have already far out surpassed it. What I'm waiting for is the actual the banking fear of missing out by banks around the world who realize that they are in trouble. They have to change their systems because people will simply stop using them. If Facebook ends up having a way for you to be able to deposit your money and funds on their platform, for you to be able to send money that way, meaning you don't even have to use a bank anymore, kind of the same exact way with PayPal, you can have your money on PayPal without having to rely on a bank. That's going to be a game changer for a lot of things. But the part that I'm excited about is banks desperately trying to stay up with this, creating their own blockchains, creating their own cryptocurrencies, and them failing horribly, because it takes a very long time to create a cryptocurrency and to create a blockchain that is stable and that can't be hacked and that can't be so and so, because a lot of banks are They don't want a decentralized system because they end up losing power. If they create a digital system that is not decentralized, they become very easy to hack. And what ends up happening when you rush into something and you're like, I need to do this, we need to try and find a way to make money, you either end up joining with someone who created a bad blockchain, or you create your own blockchain that is also horrible and rushed, and then it ends up getting hacked. Imagine what would happen to a major global bank who desperately tries after about a 6-9 month period to create their own cryptocurrency, their own so-and-so, and they maybe only have like 5 or 6 nodes. We've seen other coins that have hundreds of nodes experience attacks, or even in the case of, I think it was Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, and I think, no, it wasn't Litecoin. It was one other coin. They have a relative, okay amount of nodes out there. They were experiencing things that were similar to 51% attacks. So this is all going to reach a head relatively soon. I think it is going to start happening in 2019. I mean, to be fair, we had news about Backed. We know that the other stuff is going to be launching in June or July as well. We know that Facebook Coin is also launching sometime this month as well. So I say by December, I think the world will be a very different place. But yeah, let's move on. There we go. Next up, cryptocurrency exchange known as Bittrex has lowered trading fees for United States-based customers and announced an expansion to Euro markets in a blog post on the 12th of June. The exchange announced the launch of the Euro markets later this summer, which will enable fiat trading in euros for the first time in history. Bittrex, yeah, there we go. I almost said Bitfinex. Bittrex is also offering lower trading fees for US dollar markets, starting with a promotional market with 0 maker and 0.51 taker fees, so and so and so. The development follows Bittrex's decision earlier this month to block US-based customers from trading in 32 cryptocurrencies starting from the 21st of June. After the change comes into effect, US customers will not be able to buy or sell the selected coins, and open orders involving the assets will be canceled. I think the most important part here is the opening of the Euro markets. And once again, reiterating, if you have money on Bittrex, please be aware there are going to be 32 cryptocurrencies that you will not be able to buy, sell, hold, or trade anymore on their platform. So if you have your money there, make sure you take it off or switch it into a larger coin that you probably should have had from the get-go. Next up, Bitfinex is in the news. That's why I was copying them. Infusing them. Cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex is now listing 2 tokens from the exchange OKEX, its native utility token OKB, and the stablecoin known as USDK. According to a press release on the 12th of June, Bitfinex will offer trading pairs with the new tokens and other significant fiat and digital currencies such as the US dollar, Bitcoin, EOS, Tether, and Ether. The native utility token OKB is designed to let OKEX users carry out a variety of functions on the exchange, including settlement of trading fees, the ability to construct a partner exchange, and subscription for tokens on OK Jumpstart, one of OKEX's token sale platforms. So, yeah, Bitfinex is adding OKEX, OKB coin, and USDK. Other additions to other cryptocurrency exchanges. To kind of finish things off, 2 blockchain-focused startups are teaming up to enable Amazon purchases with Ethereum. In a press release published on Friday, crypto payments firm Click Technology, said it is collaborating with blockchain infrastructure provider and B2B payment Apporti, to develop an app-like browser extension allowing Amazon users or customers to pay for items in the Ether token. Even though Amazon itself does not accept cryptocurrencies, the effort will be based on Plasma Cash, a technology outlined last March by Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin. Apporti's implementation of the concept, a payment scaling solution similar to Bitcoin's Lightning Network, will bring a modern-day cryptocurrency economy one step closer to becoming a reality. The Plasma Cash implementation would dramatically accelerate transaction speeds when compared with those on the Ethereum blockchain. They said bringing cryptocurrency to the e-commerce marketplace is... What was that? Sorry, something on the floor was shining. It is the merging of 2 next-generation industries. We're excited to be working on this project with Apporti, and to move forward... What a weird name. And to move forward on a number of other ambitious projects with them as well. I haven't had them in videos. They're usually kind of like pass over articles, but there have been a lot of other initiatives that have taken place where people are integrating, what's it called? Like these things where you can pay with different websites on different browsers. I think there was just one that happened on Google Chrome, and there was also another one that I can't remember exactly where they're happening, but multiple places are trying to create these things where when companies are still not accepting cryptocurrencies, which they're going to in a couple of years, as of right now, people are still looking for ways to be able to pay in them, if you so choose, to be able to pay in cryptocurrencies with these websites that don't necessarily allow it at the moment, which is kind of cool. I don't knock it. I think it's kind of awesome. I still do believe, and I know for a fact that eventually in the next 2 years, all of these companies will have to start accepting cryptocurrencies. But as of right now, it's kind of cool that we have these initiatives. It kind of ties into the same exact thing as well, where people are trying to figure out ways to be able to use Bitcoin through satellites or even through text message or SMS. Should you not have internet? It's kind of these like not otherworldly things, but like, you know, if you don't have the normal procedures or way of doing something, there's always a little way to kind of go around it. Kind of cool. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Mechanic, Anthony Charles, Nick Mangialavori, Arthur Yaku, Minting Coins, Jim Gardner, Jeremy the Photographer, Tom and Sam are losers, haha, Paxis, Vlad the Impaler, Cody, RF Dusty, Richie Rich the Third, Nick Kanaya, Setsuna, Nicholas One Earth, One Peace, One Love, Crypto Artist, Cold UVD, Clara T. Snowden, Crypnotic, Jeffrey Ramsey, Amy Starsheen, Yasha Harari, Rai, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Carl Birchenoff, Mohair Maroney, Crypto Joe, Gil Boa Snake, Shaolin Fried Rice, Wise Night Owl, Jared Schneider, L. Doug, Brady Niels, Krypton Beer Shipmate, S.C. Verzely, Fine Art, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, and Auspicious, Agile, and Blockchain. Thank you very much for your support. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. I'm quite surprised that Binance coin is almost down by 10%. I guess it has to do with the them, which is kind of weird because we know that, yeah, here we go, 10%. We had news for those who didn't know. Binance is apparently blocking US users, but they're also creating like a Binance US, so like another little version, but just for US customers. I don't know why the coin would be dropping. I don't think we've received, at least at the moment of me making this video, any other crazy significant negative Binance news, but it kind of is what it is. Thank you all once again for watching and listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.